I hated UCI during my freshman year, all because it was so exhausting to find a community at UCI. It took me about 2 years, and this sparked my interest to see if other students had the same problem as I. And I decided to look on the most reliable source of information on the internet, Reddit. I decided to look at Reddit for a couple reasons, but the primary reason is because that's where students are able to post anonymously and students are able to express their opinion of the problem that they have with the school under the UCI forum, and I found something interesting. As a transfer, I was really excited to come here. I had professors trying to convince me to go to a smaller, more niche school, but I went with UCI because it was more affordable and I thought I would really enjoy it enough. I'm done. I can't take it anymore. After finishing my first, I hate it here. I have no support system. I can't make friends. The friends I have here or transfer with me already made their friend groups and don't have time for me anymore. I feel like I'm wasting their time. My friends are having to transfer to see me because I don't have a car and I feel bad. I've only seen two of my friends since leaving. People here are terrible. I've met lots of nice people, but a lot of people are terrible. I'm so lonely here. My roommates clearly don't like me. I try to make friends, and a small group of people have clicked, but I'm still alone. I try to join clubs and talk to people at the fairs, but they look at me weird and don't even engage. I try joining dating apps to try and find someone at least. I basically got assaulted. I try again and only two matches and basically no likes. No one wants me. I was on my way to the library tonight and some man barked at me and called me a bitch. This is just the last straw. I'm so tired. I'm tired of being alienated. I never had problems at my previous college. It's just now. This environment hates me and I'm tired of trying to force it to like me. I just needed to vent. I don't know what to do. I've never felt more ugly and unwanted in my entire life. I just want to go home. Another person commented under the post, Real AF. I fought it for so long, but honestly, I found it easier to cut my losses, except that I won't ever have the college experience and just really commit to taking care of myself. My two long distance ride or die friends from before college, and like one or two people here whenever I can. This school is sterile, isolating, and alienating unless you fit one of a couple very specific groups or make extraordinary effort and get lucky. That's just a fact. My only hope so far has been trying to meet people via KUCI this quarter. I suggest this or similar alternative scenes where people are generally already disenfranchised. Make the most of it. This school is still your tool to use. So I really related to the reply stating that unless you fit one of a couple very specific groups or make extraordinary effort and get lucky. I really resonate with that just because that was my experience as well. I decided to join clubs. I decided to join organization, applying for internship here and there. I have a job now on campus, but it still felt very alienated and very hard to really connect with someone on a personal level because you have to fit in a very specific group of people at UCI. Specifically, with my personal experience, I tried to join a club that resonated with my culture and my heritage. And after being there for, I think, about 3 to 4 weeks, I just could not handle it anymore just because they are really looking for a specific group of people to join their team. If you are not that specific group, it feels like they do not want to talk with you. They do not want to interact with you. They make it known that you're not what they're looking for in the organization. And so I decided to look up the population that makes up UCI student. And according to Data USA, in 2023, the enrolled student population at UCI is 35% Asian, 24% Hispanic or Latino, 15.1% white, 5.95% two or more races, 2.18% Black or African American, 0.142% American Indian or Alaska Native, and 0.101% Native Hawaiian or other Pacific Islander. So because of that, this raised the question of how UCI accommodates its diverse population and marginalized groups. How does UCI support its marginalized group? So, to set the tone of UCI being a welcoming campus to all backgrounds, I want to look back at incoming students' first interaction or first impression of the school. The first individual to interact with these students was the SPOP team. SPOPS, which stands for Student Parent Orientation Program, is part of the Center for Student Leadership at UCI. It's a mandatory program for all new incoming students. The reason why it's mandatory is because students are required to register for their classes during the SPOP session. During the orientation, students will receive academic advising, they will get important information about resources and services, and have plenty of opportunities to meet new people who are also in the same boat as them. By looking at SPOP's goals and message for new students, I can examine how super diversity and inclusivity is encouraged during SPOP. So the easiest way to really get to know and understand SPOP's message and its goals is to join the program. To get into the program, I had one round of group interviews. The interviewers made it known to the participant that we should all be ourselves as they accepted a variety of characteristics. After I got accepted into the program, the first training provided an overview of SPOP and introduced new staffer to the organization. Pro staff are the full-time individuals who work for the Center for Student Leadership. They orchestrate all the SPOP dates, trainings, schedules, partnerships, and oversee the student coordinators and SPOP returners. Their main role is to ensure SPOP's goals are met through their words, action, and workers. Student coordinators work with pro staff to create and present the slideshows during the weekly meeting, to answer questions from staffer, and lead weekly activity. Returners are leaders in their small groups, called FAM, shortened for family, and lead weekly FAM meetings with discussion about topics discussed during all staff training and how to approach common and uncommon problems during SPOP. FAM meetings are different from all staff meetings. All staff meetings are 2 hour longs, and FAM meetings are usually 1 hour long. Staffer is my role. And as a staffer, I will be leading incoming students to their assigned events for the day. Example, like if they have class registration, a talent show to attend, campus tour, special guest speaker, anything like that. In addition, I will be a residential assistant for the students who are staying the night at SPOT. The bigger question and research outcome I want to meet is to examine how structural hierarchy, rituals, urban atmosphere, and habitus form inclusivity within SPOT. So, to really dig deep, how does SPOT manage all these roles in students' worker? The most important things that I found through attending the weekly meetings are the identity slash work culture, the social hierarchy, the familiarity and repetition of SPOT trainings, that really create the SPOT culture and to form everyone as one mind is how I'd like to say it. Identity and work culture. Since the first training, SWAP has created a welcoming environment by giving everyone a role in the program. Carrying this identity connects these individuals as SWAP workers, and taking it a step further, SWAP has traditions that the program carry out for its worker that can be seen as meaningful. So an example is they will add the phrase SP, SPA, in front of many things. So example is SPA Memories, SPA Fam, Spoptics, Spirit Day, etc. By sharing these traditions, it makes the team more connected to the work culture, making it easier for people to relate and feel familiar with one another. This is very significant because during these meetings, when SPOP coordinators and SPOP staffer um, are interacting with one another, dialogues are very much emphasized during these weekly meetings. Significant of dialogic is the meaning of an action or word is not fixed. It is created in the moment through dialogue. The context matters significantly during spot training. If you miss an all-staff training and the meeting went over certain expectation, you might not understand it fully. The people leading the weekly meetings through their voice have more power and are higher in the social hierarchy. So that really makes me question if there are enough representation in the voices that are leading the weekly discussion. So another thing is social hierarchy. So the hierarchy of pro staff, student coordinators, returners, and staffer. This maintains structure and organized, but is that organization style fitting for everyone? Um, I respect the hierarchy because they are, in fact, my employer, the pro staff, and respect for hierarchy above each role because as you go up the ladder, the person's role require more skills and more spot experience, meaning they were in spot before and they probably know what they're talking about more. So SPOP takes place in the same room every week. You're in the same fam for the rest of SPOP. Every all-staff meeting is formatted the same. You check in with pro staff, you check in with student coordinator for Spirit Day points, find the seat with your name tag, you go sit down, do an icebreaker with the people around you, training start, there's PowerPoint slides every training, and then during 6 to 6:10, there's a 10-minute break. And then after that, after the 10-minute break, there's also more training. Training goes over the goals of SPOP and the effort workers are expected to make to establish the goal of becoming SPOP staffer welcoming student. I was able to connect this repetition with an article that I read about the commons, and communing. So common during SPOP is the shared purpose and values that all SPOP staff have. So no matter what their roles are, no matter where they are in the hierarchies, we all have the same goals. So the goal of welcoming student, that's the biggest and most obvious one. So commons is share spaces and resources. Despite the hierarchy, it still depends on collective use and care for rituals. So we have to take care of the rooms that we use every week, pick up the trash, put away the chair, put away the name tags, the tools that we use during the weekly meetings. The icebreakers, everyone use the icebreaker in order to talk with the people that they're sitting next to. And the breaks, the 10-minute breaks are used by everyone as well. So with the identity, the work culture, and the social hierarchy and the repetition during the SPOP trainings, that really makes me question if it foster a super diversity environment for the people that are training for SPOP. So to answer that question, I decided to interview two people in SPOP. Mar, a student coordinator, and Holly, my SPAFAM leader, to answer the question if identity, work culture, social hierarchy, familiarity, and repetition really foster a super diversity environment during SPOT.
Hi, my name is Mad Rojas. I'm a second year and I serve as one of the five student coordinators for SPOP, which is the Student Parent Orientation Program here at UCI. This is my second year with SPOP in general. My first year, I was just a staffer, and then now this year, I'm one of the coordinators.
I'm Holly. I am a third year psych sci major, minoring in crim, laws and society, and I joined SPOP last year as a regular staffer, and now I'm a returner.
think I found out about SPOP when I came to my own SPOP orientation during my first year. And so that's kind of how I knew about the program in general. My own individual spot was okay. I think around that time I was still kind of like shy. So I didn't really have like an amazing SPOP experience. And I think that was one of the reasons why I wanted to join the program later on because I identify as first gen and I'm also Mexican American. So having that identification like in a higher ed area wasn't really common, so I wanted to give back and kind of give somebody else a better experience than what I experienced during that time.
To share my story as a commuter, as it's been like a big part of my college career.
We like to say a lot that we have like this pop culture of
Yeah.
just trying to be inclusive. I know our office really does hone in on inclusivity and making sure that everyone feels welcome and equal. And so I think that is a common goal that we all have of just trying to ensure that everyone who steps on campus and the people that we meet feel welcome and feel this kind of like bright energy. Because we do have long days, but it really is that spirit that kind of drives us to wanting to help others out and just making sure that we're there for somebody because even small actions like have big impacts.
To me, I think this program is just welcoming and accepting all kinds of backgrounds, no matter literally what race, sexuality, gender identity, etc. And
Hmm.
so, um, another reason why I joined this team is because I loved working with every other staffer because
Hmm.
we
Hmm.
represent each kind of community. And so not only are we supposed to be mentors, but we want to connect with these upcoming students too, and just welcoming them, reassuring that these our supporters are
Yeah.
um, we're here and
Hmm.
they will find a place in UCI. So yeah, again, I feel like one thing that helps is that just being on the same page as a team, I feel like
Hmm.
it's very emphasized on, diversity, just
Yeah.
welcoming,
Hmm.
non-judgmental slash safe space. So
Hmm.
I feel like really getting the whole team to that point
Hmm.
has been a huge factor.
I could start off with the staffer role. I think
Yeah.
for our staffers, our main goal is really just to develop the professional skills and communication skills. They are a big part of our team since we have over 120 people on our team. So being able to adapt and kind of have those communication skills with each other is a big goal for us. I think it's also internal goals and being able to share their own experiences with incoming students and being able to have that space to kind of like share what their experience is slash was when they first got to UCI and being able to connect with a bigger audience. And
Hmm.
as far as for our incoming students, I think a big goal for us is just to make them feel comfortable on campus. For a lot of students, this is like a very new
Yeah.
environment. So
Hmm.
making it as comfortable and as fun as it can be with our capabilities. And just ensuring that they have like the proper classes and all that, because a big
Hmm.
portion of our orientation is getting them used to campus and also getting them registered for classes.
Like I guess like a challenge for me is like balancing between like professionalism and like friendship.
Yeah.
Of course, be like a role model to my fam and
Hmm.
other
Hmm.
staffers. Um, but at the end of the day, like I want to be myself because that's truly like what SPOP is about too. I guess that's the like most challenging aspect of returner.
Okay. Yeah.
I think for the staffer viewpoint, a big challenge I had was connecting with students that maybe did not want to be at orientation.
Yeah.
As far as like the coordinator role, a big element to our like current role is doing the trainings and creating like content for our
Yeah.
staffers. So that was something new that I've had to learn, just because I haven't really had much roles where I had to create new content and present it. Absolutely. I think the diversity we have on our team and like in past teams, I think it
Hmm.
helps a lot in trying to ensure that there's at least somebody that an incoming student can relate to. What's really exciting is that for this year, we have more international students on our team. So that's really nice because they get to share their perspectives
Hmm.
on how they felt their first year. So that's
Yeah.
really nice when it comes to our international program that we're going to have towards the beginning of September.
Hmm.
So really ensuring that there's at least someone on our team that we
Hmm.
have like that diversity and ensuring that we all that's still like that equal and like welcoming space for everyone, both on our team and then also for our incoming staffers.